I'm Ben Messenger from Waste Management World magazine. We're here at the RWM show in Birmingham. I'm here with Paul Freer from Eriez Magnets Europe, who's demonstrating the which ones for you concept that the company has introduced. Paul, do you explain?
Well, what we've got is, the key to recycling in the UK is whether you can actually recover the materials and separate them. If you can't separate them, there's going to be no recycling. So what we've identified is with Eddy Current separators, which there are many designs of, we've specified and looked at the designs to focus on what the customer actually needs. And that's why we've got 3 units on the stand here today.
So Paul, tell us a little bit more about this unit here.
Well, what you've got is a simple magnetic system where you have a rotating drum inside a non-metallic shell. And what you find is, if you put non-ferrous metals over, it induces a current. The current produces a magnetic field, and that causes it to repel. And what we'll do is, if I demonstrate it, you can see the actual spinning effect. So what we've got here is a simple aluminium can. You've got your magnetic field. This system here is called an LT2, and it's the strongest eddy current that we've ever designed, and we believe to be one of the strongest on the market, if not the strongest. So what you've got is a simple aluminium can. As I put it down into the magnetic field, you'll see it'll start spinning. And that is the force which is trying to take the can away from the belt. So we put it onto the belt, it throws it away. And then you get a separation. It's as simple as that.
And what would a typical application for this machine be, Paul?
This baby by here, this is ideally suited for plus 12mm particles. So what you've got is in scrap industry, a lot of people are trying to get between 12 and 70mm particles, separate as much as you can from the refuse, from the rubbish, from the rubber, and this is ideally suited. Another superb application is wood chip. Wood chip, you've got to have clean wood chip. Taking out the aluminium angles, this is your machine.
So, Paul, here we are next to the fine sort system. I understand you've introduced this at the show. Can you tell us a little about it?
Well, the key is, what we identified was, in the scrap industry, there is a lot of material around, about below 12mm, that has high degree of ferrous and non-ferrous metals. Landfill costs are going up. Also, value of metals is higher. So what we identified was the customers actually needed a separation system to recover ferrous, but clean, and also recover those small non-ferrous metals. So this is what we've got here. And we've actually developed a system whereby you have a double magnetic drum system, followed by a very strong eddy current separator.
And I noticed down here you're separating the weak magnetic metals from the strong magnetic metals. Which metals would constitute the weak magnetic metals?
Well, what you've got a problem is when the material comes out, you want the strongest ferrous metals because that's where the value is. Some weaker magnetic materials are not so much valuable because of contamination, because of just the nature they are. And so you've got to segregate the two out, especially like fluff, dirt. There's a lot of dirt that's magnetic. And so our idea is here to separate both out, and you can sell it at a higher price as a product.
And what degree of accuracy does the machine achieve?
Well, you're getting a very good clean. You get 90% purity of the metal coming out of the bottom. So it's a very good, valuable product now.
So, Paul, we're over by the LC can separator. Can you tell us a little about the typical application for this machine?
Well, what we found out was, within the pre-sorted refuse industry, whereby people are usually have MRFs, MRF systems, they can't afford the Rolls-Royce of eddy current separator, and they don't need the Rolls-Royce of eddy current separator. What they need is something that is practical, maintenance-free, and easy. And what we did as well, we looked at the cost. Let's get the cost down, so it makes it more accessible for more of the people who are processing, from councils, small local authorities, that they can install this quite easily.
And what would be the capacity of a machine like this?
You're talking on a typical MRF plant, depending on the bulk density, but on this machine here, you're talking between 3 and 7 tonne an hour. So it's going to easily eat what they're processing on a daily basis.
And what sort of time frame would you be looking for a return on investment?
I reckon you're talking between 6 and 9 months.
6 to 9 months.
And of course, a machine always does better picking than a person does.
Yeah.
And you don't have to pay them their money, you don't have to pay them when they're sick, because the machine never is.
What is it that separates Eriez from the competitors?
Well, what we've tried to do is, we've looked at our customers' needs, and instead of just having one machine for everything, we've designed machines to suit their separation needs. And I think as recycling develops, more and more industry has to look at what the specific requirements are, and then we can recover more metals.
And where could we go to find more information on these machines?
If you go to www.eriez.com, you can find all the information on that website.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for your time, it's been fascinating.
Cheers.